Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to present before you something about Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, as you know, is one of the largest states of North India. We have all the hoteliers before us, so we bought something which would be of little interest to you. UP Tourism has a beautiful policy design which came up in 2022, and we are constantly doing improvisements to it. We are adding more and more provisions to it. So this may be of a lot of interest for people from the hotelier sector. So I present before you UP Tourism Policy 22. This policy is in force for the next 5 years. So you all can just go through it and avail whatever opportunities are there if they suit you. To begin with, Uttar Pradesh is one of the most favored destinations in India. We are globally acclaimed as the religious tourist destinations. We have Jainism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Sufism, all religions are here, and we are famous for our spiritual tourism. We have also UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We are a land of diversity with various kind of products we'll discuss during the next slides. Varanasi is the cultural capital of India. The tourism department has given a new thrust with the new tourism policy. Industry status has been accorded to tourism. We have launched one of the most friendly tourism policy in 2022. Major thrust is to the private sector participation. We are promoting tourism zones, focused tourism destinations, and niche tourism sites. Our new thrust areas are heritage tourism, ecotourism, rural tourism. And we are coming up with a lot of Tirth Vikas Parishads for better management of religious sites. Uttar Pradesh has been divided into 12 major mega circuits. That is the Ramayana circuit, the Krishna Braj circuit, the Buddhist circuit, Mahabharat circuit, Shaktipeeth circuit, Adhyatmik circuit, Sufi circuit, Jain circuit, the Bundelkhand circuit, Wildlife and Ecotourism circuit, the Craft circuit, and the Swatantrata Sangram circuit, which contains all the sites where something or the other had happened during the 1947 and later during the history of 1857 and 1947. We have a lot of tourism, like we have identified 33 eligible categories in which you can invest to become a part of our tourism policy. I'll just read out the type of projects that can come into it. Adventure tourism projects, seasonal camps, budget hotels, caravan tourism units, caravan parks, convention centers for MICE, cultural centers, rural tourism units, villages, ecotourism resorts, farm stay, floatels, floating restaurants, heritage hotels, heritage homestays, hotels, new tourism startup units, international yoga, naturopathy centers, light and sound shows, mega projects, multi-level parkings, permanent tented accommodations, pilgrim dormitories, golf courses, public museums, resorts, revolving restaurants, rural homestays, theme park, amusement park, water parks, tour and travel operators working for international inbound tourists, tourism and hospitality training institutes, then water bodies, lakes, river cruise tourism units, wayside amenities, wellness centers and wellness units. So these are 33 various categories in which you can invest in Uttar Pradesh and avail of various subsidies that the government is offering. These are 12 thematic sectors from which you can choose where to invest: heritage, art and culture, ecotourism, wildlife, water-based activities, wellness and medical tourism, UR tourism, wedding tourism, spiritual and religious tourism, meetings, MICE, adventure tourism, rural tourism villages, cuisine tourism, and agri-tourism. So we have tried to incorporate all kind of tourism activities that can possibly be done in Uttar Pradesh. Now what do we offer? Like for an eligible tourism unit, what do we offer? Like it can be a proprietor firm, a company, a partnership firm, or a LLP. There are four stages in which you can come under the tourism policy. A new tourism unit, if you are opening a new hotel, you can come in. If your hotel is even under construction, you can also come in and be eligible. Projects which are already done, but you have adapted them for adaptive reuse, they are also eligible. Then units, some units which have been operational before 2022, but they are undergoing expansion to the tune of 25% of the built area. So they are also eligible. Our focus is on unserved locations, places where there is dearth of hotels, and focused tourism destinations. These are the type of innovations and incentives that are available for, we give incentives for research, we give in capital investment subsidy, additional capital investment subsidy, and the biggest thing, we give exemption on land use conversion. You all know if you buy a hotel and it is not a commercial land, it can be an agricultural land, it can be any kind of land, even institutional lands, it is possible to convert them into commercial land without any extra payment. So this is also free of cost. Similarly, we have interest subsidy. If you've gone for some kind of a loan, you can avail this incentive for, you can have the interest subsidy. Then you have another thing, when you register for a tourism unit, the stamp duty is totally exempted. So this is also one of the big draws which pulls people towards our policy. You can register free of cost. You can convert it into a commercial property free of cost. And when you go for the passing of the map to the authority will also not charge any development cost from you. That is also exempted for policies which are registered under the Tourism Policy 2022. Now, for capital investment subsidy, you can see there are various brackets. If you spend from 10 lakh to 10 crore, the subsidy is 25% with a ceiling of rupees 2 crore. Up to an investment of 50 crore, the subsidy percentage is 20%, but the ceiling goes to 7.5 crore. For investments up to between 50 crore and 200 crore, the subsidy is 15%, but the ceiling goes to 20 crore. So likewise, we keep moving up and you can have more and more subsidy with more and more investment. There are other incentives also, apart from the subsidy. For specially abled friendly units, we give a payroll assistance of 1,500 per month for differently abled workers. Then for revival of scarce art and craft, rupees 5 lakh grant is giving. We are giving to groups who are involved in art revival. ICT enablement, 25% subsidy for promotional content. Support to responsible tourism. We reimburse 75% of the cost of carrying out an energy audit, which most of the hotels get it done. There's 100% reimbursement on achieving Responsible Tourism Society certifications. For innovations, if you come up with some good new idea, which is very innovative, we have an incentive for 50,000. Then assistance for research in travel and hospitality sector. Every year we are giving financial assistance up to 10 lakh for various research projects done by the hospitality sector. So you all are welcome to come up with research projects. If you want to do something, some research about the hospitality sector, you are welcome to come to us. Then marketing and promotion. We give 30,000 per national event and rupees 1 lakh per international event Event means if you travel to any international travel mart or Indian travel marts where you are showcasing Uttar Pradesh, your property, if it is so in Uttar Pradesh, we'll be giving you these incentives. Then of course, assistance to Yuva Tourism, State Tourism Awards and skill development trainings. There are some very special incentives for heritage units. Uttar Pradesh also has a lot of heritage properties which we want them to convert into heritage hotels. So we have special incentives for them. There's a 25% subsidy on capital cost. If you are building, like you are renovating an old property and converting it into a hotel. Then again, there is 100% exemption on stamp duty and land use conversion. There's a 5% subsidy for a period of 5 years on a bank loan up to INR 5 crores if you are taking for renovation of a heritage property. Heritage units can avail both capital and interest subsidy as well. While the new hotels can only avail one of those, heritage units can avail both the subsidies. Then there is 50% reimbursement on excise license fee for the first year. Then we'll give you publicity from all our handles, whatever we have. We will put up billboards, we'll put up hoardings for the heritage property. Wayside amenities. This is another new focus area for UP Tourism. Like we want to promote wayside amenities all over the state. If we look towards Western UP, most of you would be from Delhi. So in Western UP, you find very good wayside amenities while you are traveling maybe towards the hills or somewhere in Uttar Pradesh. But as you move towards Eastern UP, the facilities become very little. So we invite all of you, if anyone is interested in putting up a good wayside amenity, we will incentivize your project. Again, there are some pictures. We are trying to identify land parcels on the various routes, major routes, so that we can give them out for developing wayside amenities. And you can even open a petrol pump there alongside with the wayside amenity. Now, what is the process to set up a tourism unit? Number one, the investor has to identify the land where he wants to set up the tourism unit. Then he has to apply for tourism registration certificate on the online UP Tourism portal. Number third, once he gets the certificate, what happens? You can immediately apply for exemption on stamp duty. You don't have to buy the land first. If you get a registry done, then there is no reimbursement. You just select the land parcel and come to us with our certificate. You will be entitled to exemption on stamp duty. Then you can do a registry of the land and you can start building. When you start building, you have to apply for, like if you need a land conversion, you can apply for with our certificate that entitles you to a conversion free of cost. Then again, you can you will be exempted from development charges also while passing the map. And finally, you can start the unit. Subsidies are due once the unit becomes operational. You can apply within 6 months of the unit becoming operational. But the 3 incentives, stamp duty exemption, land use conversion, and the development charges waiver of, these 3 incentives you get on the very beginning of the project. Once you complete the project, then you can, according to your investment, you are entitled to have subsidies to the tune of from 25% to whatever in whichever bracket your investment comes in. So this was all about UP Tourism policy. I hope you all like it. If you have any questions, I'm here. My people are also here. So you all are welcome for any kind of suggestions, any kind of comments, any kind of questions. We are open to it. Thank you.